So if you look at the chart on the left, it shows a number of the sort of the eyeballs being caught by the different forms of media. And for the internet, is the only media form that has expanded its consumption of eyeballs dramatically by 105%. Everybody else is shrinking or stayed at almost zero. Oops. Okay. So, and over here, I think the story of Uber is pretty instructive, and what happens if you don't adapt to technological change. So, if you know, Uber is sort of a taxi company, and it competes with New York's taxi cabs. Before Uber came on the scene, so Uber is an online app that allows you to, like the Counter Taxi app in Singapore, get taxis in wherever you are, where it operates. But the difference is that Uber connects not just taxis, but also cars in general. So they have access to a wide fleet of cars, and as a result, the price that people have paid for a medallion to drive a taxi, basically like a taxi license in New York City, has dropped from a peak of 1.3 million to about 600,000 just because of the entrance of Uber and some other competitors. So obviously, the New York City cabs, it's dropped because of a drop in demand, and obviously, the people are going to, people who are taxi drivers are not going to be very happy about this, but they have no choice but to adapt to the new scenario because you know, Uber is making things better for consumers. So, how about Buddhism? I think when we look at Buddhism and technology, we see quite a few internationally renowned teachers who have started to leverage technology very well. Of course, Ajahn Brahm, whom we all know very well. So he has his own website of BSWA, and of course he has a YouTube channel with weekly and monthly talks uploaded very often. And then, of course, there's Thich Nhat Hanh, and also the Dalai Lama. So the thing about international teachers is that now that we know about them and we have access to them, a lot of when we consume Dhamma online, we don't really maybe feel the need to go to a Buddhist organization to listen to Dhamma. So the question then becomes, what's the role of the Buddhist organizations in today's technology-enabled world? And the same thing goes for print media. So there are organizations like Tricycle publications that people all know about and want to read. And then there are a lot of other publications that people, maybe because they don't really have an online presence, people don't really know about or are not reading. And you know, is this something that we also need to think about? And of course, everybody has smartphones now, so there are apps helping us to live our lives in a more, incorporating Buddhism into our lives, for example, via meditation app. So there is a very cute app called Headspace, which allows you to, on demand, select a meditation program. So you can just sit anywhere, and then if it's quiet enough, you can just play Headspace, and it will lead you in the, guide you in the meditation. Oops. So I think, as we think about the technology and the impact that it has on Buddhism, as I mentioned just now, what's the role of the Buddhist organization? Is it going to evolve? So our Buddhist organization is going to think about offering an online and offline experience, a bit like how e-commerce companies, they started off just being online, and then now they're thinking about building their own shop space, a physical place where people can also come in and interact and look at the products. Is there something, some space for the Buddhist organizations, for example, to build fellowship at physical locations, but you know, make use also of the internet to propagate Dhamma? Yeah, so this guy is sort of stuck in between. So I guess trying to embody technology, the technological change, but sort of succeeding halfway. And the next point is, we want to talk about, is there a possibility of using new technologies like, for example, data analytics and mobile technology to enable things like, for example, sharing of resources within the Buddhist community. So one thing that I constantly think about as a possible app could be, for example, if I am shopping along Orchard Road and I suddenly feel tired and I feel like meditating in the middle of the day, is there an app that could, for example, tell me where is the closest meditation place to go to? Is that somebody who will be willing to share his meditation space and put it online as a resource platform so that when I open my app and I feel like I need it, I can just go everywhere. So around Singapore, hopefully we'll have dots like that you see in the picture that where you can head to. So that's an example of the things that technology can do today.